Welcome back, guys. So let's make a bully jar. So for many of you, you deal with bullying online, at work, and your kids are dealing with it majority of the day at school. So for one of my clients, I wanted to make a jar so that she can do this at home. A lot of times I'll ask you to put together some things because I want you to rebuild as much energy as you can on that situation over and over. Like I'll tell you do a light, I'll tell you do baths to protect the kids, I'll tell you do a jar, I'll tell you do a bottle, I'll tell you to, or I'll do a ritual for you. So depending on how heavy the situation has become, depending on how much the bullying is going on and basically nobody's doing anything to help you, you turn to your magic. I wanted to create this video so that she can get her hands on something to start dealing with the situation and create less worry over herself as well as her child. And with any kids that are being bullied, I would tell you to set up some heavy protection, because the protection would be for the child, but sometimes the bully is so strong, the force is so strong, and your child is so weak, or if it's for adult, you've become weak to the situation that you can't handle it. Your emotions get the best of you, anger builds up, and you don't know how to manage, the verbal abuse, the physical abuse if it's going on, the bullies putting their hands on you. And a lot of times it's online bullying that I'm seeing going on too as well. So even though the kids are in school, they're getting bullied on Facebook, on Instagram, and adults as well. So this jar can stand in for your child getting bullied at school as well as an adult. Well, with an adult, of course, you're going to spruce up things and add in a little bit more heat for the component that is bullying you. So everything that I'm using is at my shop. Feel free to purchase it if you need it. I'll leave the links in the description. So let's get straight into the video. So I'm going to use a bottle, and you should use gloves. I have some herbs at the bottom. I put some herbs in a jar. I'm going to put herbs and powders in a jar, and then I'm going to use some hot water so everything can blend together. I don't want to just use powders or just herbs. So we're gonna use stay away, we're gonna use influence, and we're gonna also use some slippery. I have a petition there with bind rope. I have some candles that I made, some spell candles that I made, and I have some stay away powder. Okay, and these are shut up herbs. I have a little bit, just a little bit, just like a little dash, basically, like a little dash. Depending on the child's age, you might want to dash, or you might want to go in a little heavy on the ghost pepper. And the ghost pepper is nothing to play with. You're gonna want to use gloves. You're gonna not want to mess with this. Ghost pepper is nothing that you can just wash off. It will stay in your hands. You scratch your eye, burn your whole eyeball out of your face. So you're gonna want to use gloves. Some of the things that I'll deal with depending on the reaction I've gotten with it on my skin, and staying on my fingernails too long and stuff, I tend to not want to do that anymore. So I put gloves on, and you want to try to protect yourself as well, because ghost pepper is really, really hot. So depending on the age of the child, like I said, or if it's an adult, go heavy on that ghost pepper. Go feel free to fill it up all the way up here. Like, I know ghost pepper is really expensive, but feel free to fill that jar up, because you want to get rid of a lot of things that are being said. You want to get rid of a lot of the energy, and ghost pepper comes in and swoops things out really easily. I'm using the flakes for the ghost pepper, and then I have the powder too. But because this is a bully jar and this is of a mildish situation going on in high school, I don't want to go in too strong, too heavy. And I understand the point that a lot of you parents are probably gonna make in the comments and message me and tell me about your child is getting bullied a lot. You want to feel free to do what you want to do with your jar. I'm not going in too heavy. I'm going heavy, but not that heavy with the ghost pepper, because like I said, it is a very strong component. Everything else I have to put together in here is strong as well. So I don't need that much, but I know a lot of you are going to message me, Magic, can I put in a lot? Can I put a pound of this? Listen, feel free to put in whatever you want in your jar. This jar is for the person bullying your child. This jar is not for your child. This jar shouldn't have your child's name, anything dealing with your child. You can write, stay the fuck away from my child, leave my fucking child away. All of that stuff dealing around my child. But you shall not at any point at all, put your child's name into this jar. Anyone that you don't want involved in this jar does not go in the jar. Anytime you're dealing with a jar, you do not put the name of the person. And then we're going to put this in the freezer. So no oils. Okay? If you put oils, they're going to stay cold, but they're not going to stay away, and they're not going to leave your child alone. Okay? And remember, protection on your child. Protection is for your child. Protection is for your child to be shielded and guarded. But when a situation is really heavy, you have to step in and do something. So there are situations, okay, where you can do your protection. You can do your fairy wall for the enemy to be backed away, and evil, negative spirits and energies and low vibrations. But when it comes to a situation where this person is going out of their way to bother your child, to bother you, because this jar can be used for an adult or a child, then you have to physically protect yourself, and you can use a heavy protection among yourself. Not just the bracelets, not just the bath. Set up a protection ritual. Use your cross candles. Create a bottle spell as well. I have a nice St. Michael bottle that I make for kids, and I tell the parents all the time, work that jar on a consistent basis. If you're an adult, you can have a St. Michael bottle jar prepared for yourself as well. You can wear your amulets. You can seal the home. You can 5-spot. But you want something physically going all the time, which is some kind of heavy ritual if you are being sought after in a way that you really cannot control. You see, sometimes people are just talking shit through the Instagram and the TikTok and the Facebook. So you can kind of control that because you don't really have to physically meet this person. You're not seeing them. But in the event where you have to work with them, where you have to go to school with them, even if they live in your building, then yes, the situation is going to change. You need that strong force of protection. Okay? So make sure you're cleansing on a regular basis. Cleansing removes the energies. It removes the negative buildups. It removes the remnants of things. It removes all that nasty, yucky juju that you don't want on you. And then you do the protection so the protection can stick. You do the fairy wall so it can burn down and burn away all of that evil, that anything, that anyone, that any vibration is trying to get at you. It won't touch you. You consider you do it the right way. Remember, when I tell you when you do rituals, they have to be long-term. You can't just light up a candle and just say, okay, everything's going to change. No. Let's get into the ritual. I'm going to build the bottle. I'm going to put everything into the bottle. I'm going to put the elm. This is slippery elm. I call it slippery or elm. Put this at the bottom. Any which way it can go in. But I want that elm to spread out a bit. You want to make sure that you're using all of the correct components for your rituals. You want to fill your bottle up with the things that's needed. A lot of people, they really don't put too much thought into making bottles. They really don't put much thought into protecting their energy. And then of course, they put the littlest amount into protecting their kids, their home, even automobiles. You have to protect your car. You have to protect your money. Everything has to be protected, and everything has to be protected in different ways. I'll be honest with you. You can't just do one protection spell and say, oh, this is going to protect my money, my house, my car, my kids. That's too much energy that you're trying to build and pull from one small thing. From one candle sometimes. You can't do that. You need to protect everything. And I have a bunch of videos on my YouTube explaining to you what to do and how to do it. And that's what you need to do. You need to follow them. If you're a beginner, do your rituals on a consistent basis. If you're a seasoned witch, then this should be easy to you. You shouldn't even need to listen to me. You should just need to watch what I'm doing, put everything together, and do what you need to do. And if you're somewhere in between moderate and stuff, and you've been taking classes and you've been learning different things, then you may want to write this down so you can have all the information needed. So when you want to work it again, you work it until you finally get it to the point where you don't need any books. You don't need any notes. You have everything. And remember, no oil goes into your bully jar. Your petition is going to be important. As I mentioned earlier, your child's name does not go on here. The person information, if you have their photo, A photo's good. A photo's a plus. Like I tell you guys before, a photo doesn't necessarily mean that you can go after somebody. You can have their hair, you can have their nails, you can have all of everything belonging to someone. And if you are not powerful and if they are fully protected, no witch, no shaman, no nothing. Nobody can touch them. Nobody. So get readings. This is why they're important. Get readings to make sure the people you're going after are not protected. If they are fully protected, the saints, the deities, their ancestors, the guardians, every energy that you can think of has them, holding them strong and high and almighty. You cannot touch them. Nobody can touch them. There's many people in this world just like that. Nobody can break them down. Nobody can stop them. They're going to keep on coming back stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So if you're working on a situation, check to see, because majority of the time, I do protection on my kids all the time. All the time. Every time. Every time. All the time. That's what I do as a mother. And for many of you mothers out there, you're not doing that protection on a regular basis. Protection can be weakened, especially if people are thinking negative about your kids. If your kids are interacting with other kids, protection can be weakened. So you want to do it on a regular basis. Do baths, do amulets, do the bracelets. You can go every week, you can do something different. Or you can do a good 20-day trial where you're working on your kids. Strong force and protection. When you are into this type of thing, trust me, protection is going to be your biggest thing that you're going to do. That's going to be the most important thing. Okay? So petition is important. That person's name or their Instagram handles, their @, whatever it is, their email address, even their car license plate, everything that's dealing with that person with a strong petition to stay the fuck away. Back the fuck up. Leave me the fuck alone. You cannot touch me. You shall not touch me. Okay? No weapon formed against me. Every single thing that you can put together in here that makes sense, don't get all crazy, then you're going to bind it, okay, with the rope. And you can put a little oil on this rope, which is a good idea. You can put some stay away, and you can put some, dip it and dash it and roll it in some of the hot foot and let it soak in and let it dry a bit. Then you're going to get this. It doesn't matter which way you fold it, okay? I know a bunch of you will be like, does it matter if I fold it to me, if I fold it that way, fold it to the sky? Do your petition. Don't let all of that make or break how you're doing your petition. Do your petition. You want to roll it this way. You want to roll it that way. Roll your petition up. Fold it up. And then you're going to dip it right into the middle. Okay? So I'm going to set the bottle up. I want to get some hot water and put in here. Remember, no oil. No oil. No oil. I want everything to fill up. And then I'm going to put the petition in after. Then I'm going to seal it with my black candles. And then I'm going to most likely work this bottle for a certain amount of days. If you are new, you have never done this, then you need to work a bottle longer. That's when I say 7 days, that's because I can work it in 7 days and then seal it. That's because I can do it in 9 days and seal it. I've been doing magic for a long time. I'm well seasoned in this. But for those of you that have never done it and you're new to working it, then I would tell you, work your ritual in a few sessions. Work it 21 days. Stop. Cleanse yourself in between. Then go back at it again. Another 21 days. And you're working it. Make sure you're praying over it. Make sure you're burning your resins and your incense. And make sure you're keeping your body cleansed, as well as that child or whoever it is that you're doing it on behalf of. Go back and again. You can do 3 sessions of 21 days, depending on how strong or weakened you are with doing protection rituals or vanishing people, removals. This jar is going to keep the enemy away. So you're going to need as much energy as possible that you could think of. So make sure you're resting up well. Don't waste your time arguing with anybody. Don't even waste your time if it's you going back and forth with the person. You know why? Because you know you're working on them. You're fixing them up. You're going to deal with them, right? So make sure your energy is good. Make sure you're vibrant. Don't let nothing bother you. If you're going to go in with 3 sessions of 21 days, then you'll do it, work it for 3 weeks. And you can work it every other day. And make sure the total is 21 days. Or you can break it down and do 9 days. Stop, cleanse up, protection, 9 days again, then do it again. 3 sessions, okay? If you are somewhere in between, not fully seasoned, maybe just like, you get in there, you're doing rituals, you're trying to do the damn thing, but you don't have a lot of knowledge in doing it, then I would tell you to do some small sessions in between for yourself and keep protection going as well. Okay, because some of you underestimate how much you really could do. And that's the thing when it comes down to magic. You either could do it or you can't. Don't underestimate yourself and your energy. If you do need the help, you go to your ancestors first, and then they'll direct you to tell you what saints, what energy, and what spirit to use. Okay, let me fill the bottle up, and then let me get ready. So as I mentioned, I'm going to add in the petition after. I'm going to do a little bit more with the petition before I put it in. You can feel free to do whatever you want to do with your petition. You should know how to do petition magic, which is magic that you work over the petition before you place it into a jar or a bottle under your candle and different things like that. I'm going to shake the bottle up a few times. The water is piping hot, but this is a heat-safe bottle. Shake it up a lot. Let it blend in. And in the event the situation gets really, really heavy for you, get like a bottle and do the same thing and put the person in a little a doll and work that as well. And work on the doll before you start adding in the different components, the same herbs that are in the bottle. And work on the doll. I would say work on a doll a good 21 days and or three sessions of 7. And you put the same things inside, and then you will freeze that doll. And make sure you sync the doll to the person. If you have photos and different things, you know, pins, poke it, and, you know, do a few things with the doll before you break it down. And no oils on the doll because it's not going to freeze up well. You want it to be really, really cold and frozen and stuck. No oils. If you do, the doll will be cold. And it could cause situations to where if you're not strong enough and you didn't do the spell correctly, it will cause situations to where that person is going to be even more colder to you and nastier. So, like I said, make sure you're doing the correct thing, saying the right prayers, the right chants, and using the correct herbs. Everything that you need is going to be listed in the description box, along with my website, how to contact me, and to watch all of my other different things that I have on Facebook, and all my other different social media places that I'm at. So, like, subscribe, and stay blessed, guys.